What's it like being homeless in Portland?
It's a piece of cake, really. I mean, that's why you probably got so many out here, because they feed you 3 meals a day. You don't have to do but stay in your tent or party, or if you smoke a lot of dope, you can do that. What else? What else, Melissa? What else do I say? Wow. I'm being interviewed. That's really it. It's like you wake up, you go eat at Blanche, get high. Go eat at Blanche for lunch, get high. Go eat dinner, get high. And that's all you do all day long, every day. I'm being honest.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like that's really helping anybody.
It's not. That's why you see all the tents. People are up all night. Okay, people are up all night, sleep all day.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing, Derek.
An honest moment there. A piece of cake to be homeless. That's how Portland resident Wendy described the state of homelessness in Portland, Oregon in the viral video you just saw. She goes into it, cites the city's permissive attitude towards hard drug use, as well as the reduction of police as the primary drivers of homelessness in the city of Portland, claiming you can get high, you can still get 3 square meals a day. You get high, you eat. You get high, you eat. Kevin Dahlgren is the one that shot that. Founding board member of We Heart, Seattle, and the man who shot the video. Thanks so much for coming on, Kevin. How did you go through that interview, hearing this? I mean, what was your reaction? You handled it so well. But perhaps such an honest moment and very candid moment that you don't typically hear.
Well, I handled it well because I'm used to hearing this. I spent a lot of time interviewing the homeless, and they have no reason to lie. They're actually very truthful, very authentic, because they're fed up. Wendy is being so honest because, first of all, there's no accountability at all in our city, and she is basically speaking the truth because she knows it's not going to come back and hurt her, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, the open air drug scene. You're allowed to use, basically, everything's been decriminalized, right? I mean, Portland in many ways has become completely lawless. I've worked in social services in Portland, Oregon for 28 plus years. And I watched it grow from what once was a cause to this multi-million-dollar industry too. And it's just extremely disappointing. So yeah, while I didn't expect her to say piece of cake, I wasn't overly surprised. They're very, very honest.
Yeah, piece of cake. She was reaching out to her friend who, Melissa, I think she said, to weigh in, essentially feeling the same way, to add in. I wanted to show another clip. I think we have the time here because in a separate clip, Wendy also complained about the lack of police in Portland. Yep. Here's that moment.
It's the only actually state that lets you put a tent. I'm from Miami, and you can't put a tent on a sidewalk down there. It's ridiculous. Here, you don't have any police. There's no police around. You get hurt, you're screwed because they're not helping anybody. You don't see them anywhere.
And you look at this, too. Portland City Council defunds police bureau by $15 million. One of the first cities there, many remember the Portland riots. We covered it here on National Report, cutting $15 million from their police budgets as well. In your experience, is there a link between defunding the police and the homeless issue within the city of Portland?
I would say absolutely. I'm a strong supporter of public safety. And I've worked closely with police officers for decades. And the fact is once they were asked to take a step back and basically not patrol these areas, it became extremely lawlessness. And the homeless I've spoken to tell me they no longer feel safe because they're being victimized. So, for example, she left her tent 20 minutes later, someone stole her dentures. Right? Theft is common. Smash and grabs are common. Open air drug scenes, drug dealing, all of that. Right? And I partially blame the fact that the police have been strongly discouraged from patrolling these areas. Right? But the homeless I talk to, and again, I hear this 90% of the time, they miss the police. They felt safer, at least, with the police. But now we have these, it's really a small group of these criminals that are homeless that are now just wreaking havoc on our city because they know nothing's going to happen to them, right?
Yeah.
And it's true in certain areas, you kind of have to watch your back.
Yeah.
And I was born and raised in Portland. I'm 52 years old. 1990s, it wasn't like that at all in Portland, Oregon. And I watched it, again, just grow into, sadly, this almost lawless type city.
A lot of folks
And while
watch. I was just going to say, a lot of
What's-
folks watch it there. In a lot of changes. Obviously, you would know better. But for viewers watching nationally, may have never even been to Portland, watched a lot of changes in 2020. I'm out of time. Kevin Dahlgren, excellent interview. Hopefully, we'll see some more of these to really get a firsthand account of what is happening there with the homeless population in Portland. Thank you, Kevin.